don't know. I always assume I'm speaking to no one. What was it? Oh yeah, two things. First off, the situation in Sudan. Well, we had hoped that they would um, return to civilian rule. I still have hope for them, for the generals, and I can understand. Your hard-working general. You fought the fight, and the civilians are acting like a bunch of morons from a military standpoint. I hope that you can bring back civilian rule, give the people back the idea, the hope of what they think Sudan can be, and at the same time, put help on your way out back to being a military person. The generals is you know, give uh, give the people like, hey, look, we can do these certain things. We can help our country grow and prosper. You have a port right now. It's Port of Eritrea. Ethiopia once again is in a mess. Go figure. This whole fighting that you guys keep doing in Africa is really bad for business. Well, it's good for the military contractors, but it's really bad for business overall. Um, so still, if you could, if you could come up with something, uh, I'm not going to guarantee anything. I will not, but I'm pretty sure if you could show a way, for instance, you have a triangular position across Africa, across the south of Africa below the deserts, which needs to be, they're doing that line of trees. What can it be, which means the least amount of shifting sand? How can you connect that to South Africa, to West Africa, and turn all those? You see what the Chinese are doing is they're trying to put all these rails and everything in. Basically, they're going to export their population to Africa. They're not just colonizing Africa; they're going to take over Africa and South America if they can get away with it. But Africa definitely because they view they they are you especially Han Chinese they're even more bigoted than even European Americans. So it's and Africans are already realizing this. But hopefully, you know, hopefully the military in Sudan, they've gone through their brutal wars. North Sudan, I mean North Sudan, South Sudan. You're in a strategic position. You have Eritrea, which is the most strategic at the Horn, but then you have another strategic position within that port for shipping across throughout Africa. It gets around Ethiopia, and also understand once if Ethiopia ever gets their head out of their ass, you're going to need other ways of trade as well. So it's better to get those pieces together. Um, Hopefully, Africa can do this. I'm pretty sure that they have the guts. Just do they have the will to make sure it happens? And today is Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all vets. I think I was just reading this. It said 18 million vets in the country. Only 1% are active at any time presently. So the country never sees the price of the wars that we're always in. The majority. Um, and then it's gotten to the point where they think it's a only the stereotypes are just pretty much racist, bigoted, I should say, and it's bullshit. You know, well, they used to be. I think recently, as Admiral McMullen stated, getting more people into the military, seeing that it's yes, it's not all good and great, but it's public service is true public service, not just for power, but most people is yeah, you can gain power and you can probably will gain power, but it's a matter of trust and it's the understanding you gain the bigger picture of your place within the country and as quote as a sovereign, as a voter, it's something I think every person should do. But being America, we do not do compulsory, and I believe by having non-compulsory, you have the best of the best. You always get the best of the best. Um, Not always, but it lends itself. Uh, so we have For the People Act, and then Manchin's watered down version because he's not going to try to vote for the People Act, but that's what the whole goal. They're going to, we still have voting rights. We still have the second part of the Build Back Better bill to get through, and then of course the debt ceiling, and then police reform. That comes after voting rights. But you can do these two at the same time because the For the People Act is really a good act. That's why Manchin didn't like it. That's why his donors didn't like it. That's why Sinema and Manchin are going to try to hold it back, working with McConnell. McConnell won't make a move. They'll make a counter, what looks like a counter move, but it'll be actually a move within the same set realm. This is important. This is because they can block people from voting or make it so difficult to vote in 2022 and 2024. The country's gone. There's no. I have. They have made it and stated it so. We have 1 year to, you know, to bring charges against all of the insurrectionists. 1 year because the House, because if you lose, the that panel goes away. That congressional panel goes away. This can't be. This has to stop. This has to stop. And it's only and people who are not brainwashed are the ones who can stop it. Unfortunately, Trump's really, really good at the brainwashing. So, anyways, another situation is still back to the hypothesized gang rape of Miss Madison Orange. The other day I had a sixth sense, and it was right after I'd said that I didn't have the connection anymore. Jana Lewis she's broken into three persons. One I call Jan, which is the id, Jana, which is the ego, which is heart-centered. Even though we say the ego is this sort of thing, we usually should actually be talking about the superego. Then you have the superego, which is Jana's mom. And Jana's mom, from what the ego told me, and the id actually, stated she was a lifelong drug addict, hardcore drug addict. And so Ms. Lewis, as I would say, became, anytime Jana would do something or get really good at it, Ms. Lewis, in her jealousies, would then do it and then push Jana down. And so Jana, that what happened in real life also became happening as a singular, within the singular person. Now, Miss Madison Orange, they deleted all the videos, so that is not witness tampering, evidence tampering on Twitch. What I said was about 3 days ago. They were breaking out. Jana was reaching out. Then apparently, from my consensus, Ty returned with the help of Holly Adams. Holly actually wants to end up destroying Jana because she can't stand Jana, but she thinks Miss Lewis, who's actually a coward, a non-person is not ever courageous because it's just projections. And so they're going to do, and they're doing into their cover-up. And it takes 7 times to break away. So what the numbers have said on average to break away from an abusive situation. Ty, who actually instigated the whole thing, will then continue to, and he knows about this because I sent, when I was trying to learn all this thing, trying to figure out what the hell was going on, I would send things to Jana and then to Ms. Lewis to the phone, trying to get Jana to come out, break through. But Holly Adams and Ty working together purposely keep with the use of object permanence, keep Jana suppressed. So what they're doing right now is they're gonna keep going back to Madison Orange. She's gonna give up. By the 7th time, she's just going to be so abused it won't matter anymore. I will be, once again, I assume Kathleen Kennedy, because Kathleen Kennedy and the vice president's chief of staff are still involved in this situation. Two, one thing is, I've noticed that the African American gay men are all flipping out about what I said. Well, I don't care. And they're probably going to flip out even more, and then they're going to do what's because they're going to be more of the flying monkeys, and they're going to attack because, well, they know everything I'm saying is correct about their behavior. and it's ridiculous. And so, as Miss Kennedy keeps trying to push her narrative so that way she can manipulate the narrative for her own good, which is not good for everybody else. It's for everyone else worse. But as I was thinking about this, it really occurred to me this is the same thing that happened to Michael Jackson and the same thing that happened to Serena. That constant compression. And because it's also something the behavior I've seen with African Americans, black African Americans in general, it's that they've only received as culture, general culture, the narcissistic or the externalizational self of the American experiment. So they do the most negative things as a general, not in particular, but as a general, and especially because so much of that population has been culturally wiped out, especially since the 1980s, and even so that's where we're at in that position. Miss Madison Orange, in order to cover it up, they're going to continually abuse her. They're going to going back to her to keep bringing her out. Hey, see, it's just all consensual. She's terrified, and then she'll give in. And the thing that got me, because it was, I had the question of how did these drug dealers destroy the African American communities? And we're seeing the exact same behavior sets that destroyed the African American communities and the women in the African American communities done in real time. And the thing is, if my hypothesis is correct, which I'm pretty sure it is, but if as it's only an hypothesis, if they're keeping Ty Briscoe out because they want to maintain control of these these drug supply lines and everything, I cannot have African America would be stupid to allow a bigot to hold his leash, and I sure is not going to allow her to hold his leash. That's for damn sure. And now with that said, she's going to go, you telling me to? Yeah, exactly. Gotcha. Just because you're angry and bitter doesn't make you right, lady. So that's where we're at. Happy Veterans Day. Go online. My wife came behind me. Probably go get some Applebee's or whatever, different places. Find out, hey, you served. You were one of the few. You're one of the proud. Maybe not be a Marine. Maybe you're an Air Forcer or whatever, Army, Navy, Coastie, whatever. All of everyone served. Even the Merchant Marines. You did service. You signed a contract. You said, I will defend this nation. Might not be much, but at least it might be only a PR. But hey, it's nice, even if it's small. So happy Veterans Day. If you are having a tough time with this day, please do please do call the Veterans Crisis Line if necessary. And I'm not just saying it out of, oh, you should do this. I've actually had to call it. It was a situation. This dude. He was he was dark, dude. That's all I could say. He was dark, and he started to do his shit, and I fucking snapped. I I can't say any farther than that, but let's just say I caught myself, and I had to go for a walk, and yeah, the dude's lucky he's alive. So, it was worth calling. Um, Probably saved me. Definitely saved his life. And then it might save your family's life or whoever. So do make sure you call or chat. You can do it online. Just hit Veterans Crisis Hotline, crisis.net. Even if your family, comes back from deployment, dad's going to be angry or mom's going to be angry. They're going to be in freaking machine mode. It takes a couple of weeks. They're going to be happy to see you. You know, if you come back off of deployment or you're just getting out, seek out ways that you can release the negative energy. Explain it to your family. Hey, certain things I need 2 hours a day, or I need an hour a day where I just go out and chop down a tree or something, or or just with your buddies or whatever. But you just need to let them know it's hard. There's certain things, and yes, but just understand that you have to talk to them. You don't tell them everything, but do say this is my rage time. I'm trying to get this is whatever. But if it's when we shut down because they can't understand, and they can't, they'll never understand unless they've served. It just gives you that space that they could still be caring, and you can still be caring as well. So happy Veterans Day. Go grab some grub. Go hang out with your fam. Do the things that you've earned. And I wish you well. And God bless America. So we're going to need it.